Welcome to the T-Pac Arcade. Today's game is Alien for the Atari 2600. In this 1982 collect-em-up from 20th Century Fox, your spaceship is infested with alien eggs, so you've got to run around squishing them all. Which may sound inhumane, but I've seen the movie Alien, and getting rid of those eggs by any means possible is, well, in everyone's best interest. So each round of Alien is a single-screen maze where you clear all the dots, or eggs, by passing over them. Clear all the eggs, and you move on to the next round. Sounds easy, but there are 3 fully formed aliens scurrying around trying to murder you on contact. Your 2 defenses against them are pulsars and the flamethrower. 3 pulsars appear, one after another, in every maze. First at the top center, then the bottom left, then bottom right. Running over a pulsar briefly turns the aliens blue and lets you destroy them on contact, until they respawn again in the hatch and resume their manhunt. But that's why you've got the flamethrower, which lasts a cumulative 4 seconds per life and diverts incoming aliens. Supposedly. I'll admit that it works occasionally, but it's pretty unreliable, and by the time I realized I should be activating it, I was already an alien's lunch. So that leaves your survival largely to evasive maneuvers. The aliens tend to chase you down, but that actually allows you to shake them off by winding around passages and going through the hyperwarps, which transport you from one side of the playfield to the other. The last element of the standard maze is the bonus items, which appear in the center. They don't actually do anything, but collecting them boosts your score, and shows your progress, since you start off with rockets, which look like rockets, then the planet Saturn, which looks like the planet Saturn, and then a starship, which looks like a magic lamp. I'm gonna wish not to get eaten by aliens. Hope it works. After that, there are 3 surprise items whose graphic interpretation is left to your own imagination. As far as I can tell, the first one is a go-kart steering wheel, or maybe an atomic diagram of the standard model variety. The second one is the letter N, or maybe even the letter Z turned sideways if you're feeling fancy. And the last one is the mathematical symbol for pi. You can also collect a bonus item in the special rounds following each maze. The objective here is to make it through the pairs of aliens, moving only straight up, until you grab the rocket. Dying here doesn't cost you a life, but it does cost you those sweet, sweet bonus points. The challenge level in Alien is highly adjustable. Standard mode gives you 3 lives, plus an extra after round 2, and features all bonus items in order. Advanced mode is mostly the same, but with 2 lives and no extras, and Expert mode, confusingly, has 3 lives again, but no extras. Plus, all the items are Saturns. And finally, Practice mode starts you off with 6 lives, plus an extra after round 1. All the modes increase the speed of the aliens in each round, but mercifully allow you to run faster in compensation. Not as fast as the aliens though, so don't get too confident. Especially around the yellow one, who's the fastest and the scariest. Sorry, pink alien, I just can't be quite as terrified at cosmic bubblegum creatures. Another quirk of later rounds is that the pulsar effects wear off faster and faster, to the point that they're completely ineffective. You can actually make pulsars ineffective from the start by setting the right difficulty switch to A, but I didn't want to do that because I don't hate myself. You can also change the alien behavior with the left difficulty switch, B for fixed patterns, and A for random ones. I couldn't actually tell the difference, but in my defense, I was just running for my life in either case, so it didn't really matter. The challenge settings did matter as far as my high scores were concerned though. In standard mode 1, my best was 25,000, but in easy mode 4, it was literally 10 times that. Pretty big swing in the difficulty options here. Mainly because the alien speed tops out at a much more manageable pace in practice mode, so you won't be pulling quite as many hamstrings there. The graphics in Alien aren't exactly stunning, but there are little aesthetic details here and there that make them stand out. The running and scurrying animations of the characters, the staggered multicolored egg dots, the shining pulsars, and my personal favorite, the pixelated vaporizing effect when you go through warps. Or get got by an alien. Great whooshing sound effect there too. And the rest of the audio has some nice texture to it. Bloopy alarm sirens in the background, layered against crunchy egg squishing noises. Or maybe I should say egg crunching noises, but that might imply that you're eating alien eggs, which I wouldn't recommend, for various reasons. The most novel aspect of Alien is how the pulsars show up one at a time in sequence. It really encourages you to clear sections of the maze in a specific order, which is an interesting departure from more freeform collect-em-up games. My favorite part of the game is how the aliens have different speeds instead of different behaviors. You end up naturally trying to avoid the yellow alien at all costs, whereas you feel free to make riskier moves around the greenish one since there's a better chance of outrunning it. If I could change one thing here, I'd adjust the hit detection with the eggs. Seems like you have to pass entirely over one in order to clear it, rather than being able to just brush against it. And that leads to a lot of, wait, I thought I got that one, better turn back around, which inevitably turns into, oh no, I just turned right back into an incoming alien, which inevitably turns into, well, becoming an alien's lunch. Overall, Alien doesn't do a whole lot to stand out from other collect-em-ups, but the little quirks like bonus rounds and sequential pulsars make for an interesting game anyway. So long as you don't end up becoming an alien's lunch, or crunching alien eggs as your own lunch, which, again, is not recommended for various reasons.